Well, Labor strategists are now panicking after the weekend's council elections in New South Wales. In key seats, particularly in Western Sydney, voters punished Labor and they put their preferences and votes with the Independents or the Greens. Well, let's bring in now Menzies Research Centre Executive Director Nick Cater and former Victorian Liberal Party President Michael Kroger. Welcome to you both. Michael, what's your read on Saturday's local election? We are hearing reports in all the papers that Labor's absolutely panicking after the fall in their vote. What message does this send to Albanese?
Look, what's been happening over the last few months is it's sand through the hourglass, I should say. Bit by bit, day by day, the vote is ebbing away from federal Labor, and this is due to just massive disappointment by the general populace with their economic performance, and by various sections and groups within the community. Anger about what they've done. So the mining industry is furious about this gold mining decision in New South Wales. The business community generally are furious about industrial relations changes. The Aboriginal community are furious that he's dumped now the Makarrata Commission, and on it goes. So it's just massive disappointment. It's a B-grade government. You can see it in every electoral result, whether it's New South Wales, the Northern Territory or Shari. Next month, it's also going to then translate into Queensland. So I think the electorate are over Labor. And I think Peter Dutton is probably the favourite now to become Prime Minister after the next election.
And that is a prediction that more and more are making. But Nick, it's interesting that at least with these council elections, the vote from Labor didn't go to the Liberal Party. It went to the Greens or to Independents in their heartland seats. What does this tell you? Do you think this is about the Gaza issue?
Well, I think, yes, it was about Gaza. I think we've got to be cautious about how we interpret this, because we've got to remember that, of course, the Liberal Party stuffed up really badly and didn't get candidates in a lot of those seats. So many of those council areas, many of those wards, there would be no Liberal Party candidate. But this is seriously troubling for Labor because, traditionally the Green vote holds up about as far as Auburn, for people who know, Sydney, and then it drops right off a cliff. And yet it's in those far west, in the Western Sydney regions, that it's picked up where it normally isn't high. In one way, I think Albanese should be pleased with himself, in the sense that obviously he's been able to hold on to the reality on the Middle East enough that at least the extreme Palestinian supporters think he's let them down. But I must say he's been all over the place. He's neither one thing nor the other on this. And of course, the danger now is, of course, he'll go completely the other way, push out towards the Greens, because he knows how his own seat could potentially be under threat.
Yeah, and we're already seeing him speak very vocally about the housing issue, which is one area that the Greens have dominated.